With the 39th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears selected Luther Burden, receiver out of Missouri. I did not expect this pick. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears draft reaction video, which I'll be doing for every single draft pick the Bears make this year. And if you guys watched the stream tonight, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll be having videos out for all the Bears picks that were made tonight. And starting with Luther Burden, this was a big surprise of a pick. I did not even think the Bears were looking at receivers early on in the draft this year, especially after drafting Colston Loveland, a pass-catching tight end, in the first round. But Ben Johnson wants his weapons. Ben Johnson wanted yet another weapon, and this was a case of perhaps best player available on the Chicago Bears board, because Luther Burden is a very talented receiver prospect. He was a 5-star coming out of high school. My high school actually played against him in the state championship of Illinois like a couple years ago, or probably not a couple years. I think it was like 4 years ago they played against Luther Burden against East St. Louis in the championship. So really familiar with this dude. Like, I've been watching him even in high school. So, big fan of his game. I just did not think the Bears would even attempt to draft a receiver that high. But again, I think it came down to the fact that Ben Johnson wanted another weapon on this team. And Luther Burden is a speedster. He's very explosive. He has fantastic yards after the catch ability, and he's also a very motivated dude. He actually posted last night of him working out at the Missouri facilities at 12:30 a.m. because he was so pissed at not being drafted in the first round. So I really like that this dude has a lot of motivation, a lot of hunger to prove his haters wrong and prove every single team in the NFL wrong for passing on him. And again, guys, I did not expect this pick. So I'm like, initially I was like, what? Like, we actually selected Luther Burden, a receiver. We already have Rome Odunze, DJ Moore. You got, Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet. We have so many pass catchers on this offense. But again, I think it came down to the fact that we didn't really have a speed threat down the field. We signed, Olamide Zaccheaus and Devin Duvernay, but those are just 1-year rentals, right? They're not going to be long-term options. So Ben Johnson wanted a long-term speedy option down the field to take the top off of a defense. Maybe he could play some special teams to be a returner for this football team. And, it just came down to best player available. If you really stick by the best player available approach, he was one of the best players available. Either him or Will Johnson or Mike Green also would have been best player available. But clearly the allegations really, probably are very serious, okay, if he fell all the way to like the end of the second round. So, a couple other guys I would have liked to go after too, but I'm not going to complain about this pick whatsoever, because again, Ben Johnson is the one really guiding Ryan Poles on a lot of these picks. It's still Ryan Poles' job. Like, he's still the GM of this team, so he has the final say, but these first two picks, 100%, 1,000% were Ben Johnson picks. Ben Johnson wanted Colston Loveland. Ben Johnson wanted Luther Burden, just like he wanted, Jameson Williams and Sam Laporta with the Detroit Lions. Like, he's having his say, his input in the offense he's going to be running here in Chicago. And Caleb Williams is going to be having just an embarrassment of riches at the pass catcher spot. Okay, you have so many damn guys. Like, this is so much better than even last year when we had Keenan Allen, Odunze, and DJ Moore. Okay, the fact that we have Luther Burden, a younger dude that's so explosive, can run routes really well, has just so much untapped potential. We still got Rome Odunze, who we drafted in the first round last year. We got DJ Moore, still a fantastic player, and obviously Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland. Like, there's going to be so many mouths to feed on this offense, but I truly feel like this is the most talented offense in terms of skill position players since 2013. Okay, back when we had Brandon Marshall, Alshon Jeffrey, Martellus Bennett, Matt Forte. I think the one position we need to upgrade still is running back. I hope we get a running back in the 4th round tomorrow, or maybe round 5, maybe a Cam Scatabo or whoever. But yeah, like, it's just really intriguing how hard Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson have invested at the pass catcher spot in the first 2 rounds of the NFL draft. But let me tell you guys more about what Luther Burden is going to be bringing to the Chicago Bears. So Luther Burden is 6 foot tall, weighs 206 pounds. He's a very athletic Dude, he tested only in the 40-yard dash, and his stats were fantastic. Ran a 4.41 40-yard dash, had really good 10-yard split and 20-yard split as well. So in terms of build and speed and explosiveness, he kind of reminds me of DJ Moore coming out of Maryland. It's so ironic that he's so similar to DJ Moore, but if you look at his yak ability, how he's built in the lower body, his explosion, his straight line speed, very similar to a DJ Moore. That's probably my comp for him in the NFL. So the Bears are getting a guy that can go down the field, take the top off of a defense, but again, a guy that at Missouri, he produced so much after the catch. In fact, a good portion of his targets were within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. So Missouri found ways to manufacture touches for him. And at the NFL level, he could be used on screen passes, on lateral plays, on gadget plays. And you just got to find a way to get the ball in his hands because he makes guys miss after he catches the football. He can juke guys. He's very good in terms of twitchiness and just overall vision and football instincts. He is top level. Like I truly feel like he could be potentially #1 receiver at the NFL level. So to get him in the second round and to add him to a receiving core that already has DJ Moore and Rome Odunze, like again, just an embarrassment of riches for Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears offense. He makes so many big time plays at Missouri and even back to high school. I mean, I've been watching this dude for a long time, and against my high school in the state championship, he was the one carrying East St. Louis. I believe he had multiple touchdowns, like receiving and as a return man. I know you guys probably don't care about high school, but I'm just saying, like, he was a 5-star, like one of the best prospects to go into college football, and he produced big time at Missouri. If I read you guys his stats, so first year, he had 375 yards, 6 receiving touchdowns. 2023, he broke out. He had 212 receiving yards and 9 receiving touchdowns. And last year was a step back, 676 receiving yards and 6 receiving touchdowns. And the step back was partially due to the fact that Missouri did not have good quarterback play last year. Without a good quarterback, it's kind of hard to incorporate these guys that are speedsters in your offense because you got to hit them down the field, and Missouri's quarterbacks weren't really hitting guys, down the field. A lot of his, yards that he did get were within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage where he was the one doing all the work. But as you guys can see in 2023, he had fantastic production, and he just has so much athletic ability. He accelerates really well. He's very fluid in his route running. I think he's already pretty adept, pretty complex route running at the college level. I can only imagine what the Chicago Bears coaches and Ben Johnson are going to teach him and how they're going to incorporate him at the NFL level, because I still feel that he could have been incorporated even more into that Missouri offense last year. So there's still untapped potential here. I mean, this dude very easily could have been a top 15 pick, if Missouri gave him more yardage last year, but unfortunately due to bad quarterback play and other factors, he wasn't extremely productive last year. But the point is, guys, is that this is just another big-time weapon that the Chicago Bears are adding to this offense. You really can't have enough weapons in the NFL, and now the Chicago Bears could have the best wide receiver trio in all of football. I mean, I think they do at this point in time, only if Rome Odunze, lives up to his top 10 pick potential, obviously. And, we still haven't seen Luther Burden play a single snap, so I'm not trying to jump ahead of the gun here, but I truly think it has the potential to be the best receiving core in all of football. We're so deep. We have Olamide Zaccheaus and Devin Duvernay as well as depth receivers. And Tyler Scott, too. I totally forgot about Tyler Scott. But if injuries happen at the receiving room, we have so many guys that can step up and make big-time plays for Caleb Williams. And it makes me pretty interested to see if, eventually they move off of DJ Moore. I don't want to create any controversy in this video, but, if they did want to trade DJ Moore, potentially, I'm not saying that they should do that, but they have a guy that's so similar to DJ Moore now in Luther Burden. So eventually, like in a couple years, if you want to move off of DJ Moore, if he's getting too expensive and not producing as much, you have a guy to replace him. And same with Cole Kmet too. Like, you drafted Colston Loveland to be tight end one of the futures. So it's just so interesting to me how like Ben Johnson is getting his guys into this offense. And, the previous guys, they're kind of getting demoted in some ways. Well, not so much DJ Moore and Rome Odunze, because I still feel like they're going to get a lot of targets on this offense. But it's just interesting to see what happens in the future with just adding another big-time weapon to this offense. Let me know what you guys think about this pick down below in the comments section. I'm personally okay with it. You know, it was not a position I expected the Bears to address, but again, I'm trusting Ben Johnson's judgment on these picks. If he really feels like Luther Burden and Colson Loveland are going to be instant upgrades and big, contributors on the Chicago Bears offense for the next 4 or 5 years, who am I to question him on that judgment? Okay, he's been one of the best offensive minds in all of football. It's going to be so exciting to see how he uses all these guys in the Bears offense. The Bears offense is going to be so fun, so explosive. They have so many different types of weapons on this team where if you look at all the weapons, guys, like it's easily like top 5 weapons, I feel like, in all of football. The only position we could still add at again is running back, but maybe we add a running back on day 3, round 4, round 5, and maybe we upgrade there as well. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this pick. Leave your thoughts down below, guys. As always, bear down.